What's happening? So this is podcast number 4 with our FYE podcast project. This, I believe, essays. This is Hannah's essay.
Podcast porno.
Alright.
Okay. So, starting off, it's a little heavy. I apologize. But, so, in the beginning of my essay, I started talking about how my parents were both alcoholics my whole life. And my mom was the worst. So my dad was an alcoholic, but usually he would get drunk and go to bed. My mom, however, she would get drunk and she would get mean. She'd get so mean. And she would also, eventually my grandma, who was like the rope of my family, she died. And my mom started mixing pills with her alcohol. So she would be mean, but she'd also be like out of it. She would like pass out in the middle of her sentences and shit like that.
Yeah. Do you have like any siblings or anything?
Yeah, I have a big sister.
Oh. Do you I couldn't imagine what you go through. I'm pretty sure everybody has like certain things about their family that are kind of rough, but I can't even begin to imagine like all the stuff that you went through with that. Do you feel like you had at times that you and your big sister had to depend on each other whenever these certain things like happened?
Yeah, very much, because my mom really loved my sister. She wanted to be my sister. She would steal my sister's clothes. My mom was much bigger than my sister. My sister's 5'2". She's very tiny. My mom was taller than me and was pretty wide. So she really wanted to be my sister, and I'm a very outspoken person, so I wouldn't talk back to my mom. Don't get me wrong. I was a respectful child, I swear. But like I would stand up to my mom. And Delaney told me, don't do that because it's gonna make it worse for you. It did, but Delaney was there to like cool her down, you know. And also Delaney would I wasn't old enough to drive before I moved out, but she would like take me away from the house a lot to get me away from it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good.
Or,
That's
like,
good
that
you had that support system there,
yeah.
man.
She's really awesome. She's like my best friend. But after around 14, I decided one night my mom had gotten like super drunk and she was like hitting on me and stuff, and I told her I was leaving. So I called my aunt and I got packed up my stuff and I left. And my mom couldn't she couldn't dispute it. Like she was so out of it, she couldn't. The only thing she wanted was my aunt to pay my phone bill, which is stupid. I don't know why she was so. My dad didn't care. So that's where I am with my parents right there. So like, I feel like since I moved out at such a young age, I kind of learned things that you usually don't.
You had to mature a lot sooner than you should have.
Yeah, exactly.
So how old were you when all this happened? Like how old were you when you moved out?
Well, when I was about 6, that's when everything started happening. That's when my mom got her first addiction to painkillers. And then when I was 9 or 10, my grandma died, and then that's when she got addicted to like Xannies, and she tried to kill herself, and that was like a big.
Was she getting these from like a doctor, or was she just kind of? Like, I know that with my grandma, she was addicted to painkillers and stuff, and she lied about having all these issues, so that she could get drugs. Did your mom do that, or did she actually have a problem that she needed these for?
No, she did not. I mean, she said she had back problems or something, but
you don't think she did?
There was no need for Xanaxes, you know, for a back issue.
My mom got addicted to painkillers as well, and kind of just lied about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's a rough.
Yeah, and like, so there's like a very like high. Do you think that addiction runs in your family? Like, do you think that it does? Are you ever worried that like with my addiction also runs in my family? My brother's really worried. Like when he has surgeries and stuff, the medicine that they give him, he's really concerned about, taking it in case that he begins to form that addiction around it as well. Are you ever worried that might happen with you?
Oh yeah, like when I have. I'm not this way much anymore, but throughout high school I dabbled in a lot of things, and I got into the wrong kind a lot of times. But drinking was something that I could feel like I could do it all the time. I feel like it's something that takes away a lot of pain. If I have any bad thoughts about myself, they're gone when you're drinking or when you're high, any of that stuff. It's so nice to be free from it.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand how you want to drink all the time.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
So you have to like be overly cautious about stuff like that whenever you just want to like have a drink, or whenever you just, because are you ever scared that you're just gonna go off the deep end with it?
Yes, for sure. The first time I ever drank and got drunk, I did it every single time I had opportunity. So like, at first it was just the weekends, and then it started creeping into school time, and then it started creeping into my grades, but that was a stupid time in my life.
So how did you like stop that? Like, did you have a support system to try and help you get you through that?
Yeah. I ended up I had a friend. She's such a sweetheart, and she didn't even curse. Like, she didn't curse. She didn't have sex. She didn't do any of that. But she wasn't judgmental at all.
Mm-hmm.
And she just started hanging out with me more, and I started hanging out less with the group of people that I was hanging out with, and she didn't want to drink, and I didn't want to drink by myself. That's lame, you know. So it was.
Well, that's good that she helped you kind of dig yourself out of that.
She was really awesome. But, so the next thing, okay, so a lot of problems that I had to, like, come to terms with that I'm still dealing with this day is that, like, I have this habit of, because of where my past was at and where I was and what I am now, I tend to wallow in it, like my self-pity, and I get really pathetic at times, and like I know at that time I couldn't do anything about it, so that was even worse, but I thought that was like gonna be the worst point of it all.
I accidentally kicked him, sorry.
But like the hard stuff was when I moved out, and then I had to, you know, I did not want my aunt paying for my life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was 14, and then I turned 15 while I was with her. I still wasn't old enough to work, but I did what I could so I could pay for like my phone bills and school bills that I had. And while like, since I was on my own and stuff, I mean, I lived with my aunt, but she was very not in my life. Like, she didn't push herself into my life. I started making my own views and such at an early age, you know, like my own values and beliefs and stuff. And I at the time when I was with my parents, I lived in my own house. I felt like the world literally owed me. I felt like this was an unfair hand that I was dealt, and that's
like, why
shitty.
is this bad thing happening to me? Something good has to happen somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's super.
Well, that's like
unfair.
a lot of people who have been through traumas that will occur, especially since, you know, it's not really like this is unfair, I deserve everything type of mindset. It's more just like, why is this terrible thing happening to me? Something good has to come from this. That kind of mindset does occur a lot with trauma victims.
Yeah. I really don't talk about this very often, because people get this stigma about you when they know what your parents are.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of friends, understandably their parents wouldn't let them come over, they wouldn't let me go to their house, because, you know, you don't want that in your kid's life, understandably. They like, it sucks.
They felt like they need to shelter their kids from your like crappy home life.
Yeah, exactly, and it sucked. But that's probably where it, like, that's why I was saying the world is stupid. This needs to owe me something. You know, I was a little bitch.
Well, it's not really like you were a little bitch. It's just.
But basically, towards the end of the essay, I started talking about I picture the world as a canvas, you know, where we are all given different paints, different brushes, different everything, different qualities of everything, and like, you know, you don't have to have the magnificent paints and brushes to create something really beautiful out of your life, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, although the world wanted me to fail, I came to understand that the world doesn't care because it's the canvas and I'm the artist, and I just make, you know, my life would reflect what I decide to create out of it.
That's a really unique way of thinking about things. I
Really
never heard
is.
that. Yeah.
And based on those wording, I would take that you're an artist. You're really interested in art. Sort of like with how like me and Eli. Do you feel like art is like your way to cope with certain things?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's like when you have your mind busy, you don't think about stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a good way to keep your mind busy.
So y'all have all that. I have like no clue what mine like.
Music.
No. No.
What?
No, I don't have anything. I don't have like a way to escape. It was like working for a little bit. I guess if you want me broke off my coffee addiction. I don't really have like a coping thing that I do. It was working for a little bit. I did have 2 and 3 jobs at once. I was never without like multiple jobs. I am now. I only have the one, and so it's kind of weird for me to be in this place.
Yeah.
So I like hearing about y'all's like years of sports. You guys have your art and stuff. Like I'm just completely like I don't know what mine is.
Well, truth be told, like I feel like there's like two main ways to regulate stress. There's finding a certain aspect or a place where like how we do, but also I find that some people can manage stress subconsciously. Even though you don't have a particular thing like art or sports in a certain sense, there may be something subconsciously that you do or that you think about that helps you. That helps with coping with stress. So
Yeah, I think I'm just like at the point of stress where I'm like past feeling it. I'm just kind of like, yep, it's all happening right now, all at once. Nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I mean, I recently started like gaming. Don't you game a little bit?
Yeah.
What do you use that as a coping mechanism too, or is
Oh,
it just kind of
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
To that random
When
age.
my parents would be screaming in the next room, I just throw on my headphones and be like, all right, guys, where are we gonna land? We didn't play Fortnite, that wasn't a thing. But that's-
What games do you play?
Well, at that time I was probably playing like Halo or
Mm.
Skyrim or
Skyrim,
something.
yeah.
I love Skyrim.
My boyfriend's been wanting to get me into Skyrim. I haven't
You'll
It's so
downloaded
good.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been doing. I don't know if y'all play Elder Scrolls and.
Yes.
I started on RuneScape.
Wow.
I played WoW a little bit.
Culture.
God, what was the other one?
Are you on PC?
Final Fantasy.
Final
I
Fantasy
was.
is fucking
I
awesome.
was on my Mac, but it couldn't hold all the games and stuff, and the graphics were so bad. So he actually got a brand new setup, and he gave me his old one.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'll have,
If-
to, I'll have to play games with y'all sometime.
If you ever do play Skyrim, make sure every playthrough that you run Kill Nazim. Like it's a tradition for me.
Okay.
I just hate him so much.
I like finding the secret chest like under the map.
Yeah,
That's
and
Yeah.
Warzone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. It's a fun game, and
I
it's
think my
so
coping
fun.
mechanism right now is snacking.
And it's like an open world. Just do what you want.
Yeah. Okay. Well, RuneScape, I like it because it's lazy. You could just click and they automatically.
Yeah, they just start
run
running.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls is really weird with the movement stuff because you have to. It's like the W and all that to move around,
WASD.
but your camera won't move. You have to use your mouse to
Mouse.
move it. I hate it. Ooh, I hate it. It's the worst. I hate it. I plugged up my controller. It's gotten a lot better. It's still a little weird though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still the same
remember
thing.
Well, it's right here. I don't have to like move my mouse all backwards to face the other
I
direction.
mean, that is true.
Break your arm trying to look
I
at
know.
it.
I'm like, what did you say?
But
Well,
good. There's just one paragraph left of this, so I guess I'll just finish it. Basically, in my last paragraph, I start talking about how, I'm 18, I'm in college now, and I've got a lot of things going on, and the things that are gonna go on, and I just have to look back on all of the, the struggles that I faced to get here. But this is a new painting, like I've
Yeah.
tossed that one out. I'm ready to start a new one, and I just gotta keep my head straight. Take my paintbrush wherever I want it to go,
that's good.
And I feel like if I'd like to pride myself in being kind of positive and kind. Sorry if you guys don't feel that from me.
Oh
No,
no,
I mean-
we were just talking about it earlier. How I'm like, because I did read over your essay. I read over all of y'all's essays
Yeah.
just because wanted to. And I was reading through yours, and I was like, oh my gosh, she is such a happy person. Like, she is such a sweetheart that she has been through this, and she still manages to be so kind and so nice to everybody.
Man, just sweet.
But I mean, you are, and like we've all been through our own little traumas and stuff, and I feel like we all, for the most part, I mean, are somewhat kind to each other. But like, you are so like just so happy and sweet most of the time whenever I'm around you.
Outgoingly
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
And that's amazing.
Like, I know.
I wish I could be that way.
You guys
I
are
know.
so good. You radiate such good energy. I eat it and.
It's that big energy.
Pornos.
Okay, I know that on these recordings are uploaded. For any of y'all that heard Eli say podcast porno, that was the name of our group that we labeled it.
I did not label this.
I labeled it.
I just, like she said, just ate the energy and spit it back out.
I put it out there. Y'all just took it.
Big dick energy.
We may have cut like a lot of this out or stuff
No,
that
we're
like
leaving
recorded
it.
that.
We're the cool group.
We're the funnies.
Yeah.
Alright, but do you have any like advice to give anybody that would like currently be in your situation?
Well, I could be basic and say, oh, it gets better. But really, you really have to outlive it.
Mhm.
You have to beat the odds. And I can't tell you how many times, you just want to give up.
Mhm.
You don't want, because you feel like if it's not getting better now, it won't get better later. Really, it really truly does. And when it does, it's amazing and it's awesome. And you gotta prove them wrong. Because if you don't prove them wrong, then what's the point in like even changing yourself, I mean,
So-
don't get me wrong, don't change for other people. But like do.
So do you think that not only do you have to outlive it, but you have to make an effort to change
Very
yourself for the better?
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you could sit here all day. I mean, I could just sit here all day and cry and just. But like, if you do that, then really, what are you? What are
So
you
I
changing?
feel like yours is kind of around the same message that Eli's was. He used a lot of his pain and a lot of his emotional traumas to better himself and to try and motivate himself to be better
Yeah.
in any way that he could. So do you feel the same around yours?
Yeah, I feel like as humans, we take things and we strive to make them better all the time.
Mhm.
So what you do is you eat the bad energy, flip it around, and make it good energy.
I get that big dick energy.
Yeah, exactly. Take little dick energy, eat it, and make big dick energy.
God bless.
I hope this isn't taken out of context.
It will be, but
It's
it'll be the
definitely,
best
it's
context.
college. Everybody's gonna be like, wow. All right.
They're gonna love our podcast. Ours is funny.
Yeah, exactly.
But we could probably try and edit some of that. I don't know how to edit videos at all, so we could probably try to. One of y'all can help me with that.
You might have to like upload it to your Mac.
No, I will. I can airdrop it.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, fancy.
All right. Are we good?
I'm good.
Outro. Out this motherfucker.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Out
Out
this
this motherfucker.
motherfucker.